welcome back to NeoBurgh. Last time we set up Dover with their public transport lines. As we can see here, the destinations are starting to build up going from Dover to different places. So that's really good because it means that that line that we've put in, well, the multiple lines that we've put in to different cities can actually start to get people to where they need to go and help the cities grow. So that's really good. We're seeing some really good progress with that. What I would like to do is go into these, just ask them to wait 45 seconds at both of these. And then hopefully that will ensure that they go, or they're more likely to go, filled up. So this way they will wait 45 seconds at each stop and make sure that they're full. I don't really know whether they're going to be very one-sided, whether it's going to be a case of everything going from Burgh-le-Marche is going to be full, everything going back might be empty, or whether it's going to be certain lines are quite popular and other lines are not as popular. We'll just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, we don't really know. So yeah. So we also made a few changes around here last time, which should hopefully mean that there's another way through to Burgh-le-Marche, and hopefully it's a bit of a better way through. What I might do is just connect this through here. So if we go more in this direction, then hopefully we can actually use this way through for Dover a little bit more, because this will enable those bus lines to come up this way. So let's see whether that's going to make a change. No, not so much. Well, that might be because we need to upgrade the route through here. At the moment, it's only using the medium country roads, which are 12 miles an hour slower than the large country roads. So if we did upgrade them, it may well change where these lines go. But it's absolutely fine. It doesn't have to go this way at all. It's just a case of it would have been nice for them to use that new road that we put in, because it goes straight down to Burgh-le-Marche and would reduce how much transport's being used on the or how much traffic's going on to this main road. But anyway, without further ado, I think the main thing that we can do to improve these cities is probably start providing fuel, because a few of them want fuel and some of them want quite a bit of fuel, some of them not so much, but that way we can actually grow the cities quite a bit. We've actually got a couple of different lines around here that we can make fuel with. So we've got 2 fuel refineries in Alford, and we've also got 3 crude oil wells, but we've also got one down here and an oil refinery down here, which is quite good because we only have one oil refinery over here. So what we could do is create almost a bit of a network of fuel round here, or so what I mean by that is connect each of the crude oil wells to both of the oil refineries, and then both oil refineries to the fuel refineries, or we could set up a more customized line which should hopefully prevent a little bit of emissions from getting to where they need to go. Getting to where they need to go. Stopping them from affecting areas that we don't want them to affect. So that would look something like, basically, a connection here. So I think it's probably best if we just do a connection to each one rather than a network. That way, hopefully, it will ensure that each of these refineries have exactly what they need. But hopefully what we can try and do is plan it out a little bit more, because we've got this oil refinery down here, so I think we would need to use this oil well, but I don't know what that necessarily looks like. It might be best to keep this one available, because then they can use this on the way back to here. So we would need to use these two. This one is kind of on the main road, which means that it's going to be kind of difficult to connect in, so we'll need to put in a separate road here probably. Makes sense. So we'll just put in a 10-meter stop. And then maybe we use this one. It's tricky to know what to go with. Looks like we've got lines coming down this way. So if we connect that in there, then hopefully we can do maybe a line through here. Yeah, I think that might be best. The annoying thing is I don't really want to connect this up too much, because it's quite it's sort of between two main roads already, and if we put too many connections right where there's a connection in here, it may cause issues down the line. That being said, this one would have to go through the city. So what we would want is most probably a two on this side. No. Flip it around. Make it 30 meters. Let's pop one of these on each side. Taking out that bit. That way the trucks go further along and use more of the space. And then we'll do an exit on this side, which will go in that direction. So I'm just trying to think. We'd probably want this one to go up and then over. And then on the way back, if this connected in here, we could do a drop off on the other side. So it would look something like this, go up here. And then do we just want it to drop off, or do we want to pick up and drop off down here? Because potentially that could allow us to then use trains to take those back. I'll make a possibility at least. So we might as well also put in a road here which connects in. That way there's a way through if it's needed. And then we'll connect there. So this will effectively be like a hub for fuel. And then we would like it to drop off fuel here if it needs to. If we have those drop off in this direction, and then pick up and drop off, then if we just look at that line, let's make it like a really easy one to see. So it does go through possibly part of the residential zone, which we don't necessarily want. We could make it come down here instead. So after that one, go down this way. And then hopefully, I mean, it goes all over the place, really. Over here, we want it to fill up on crude oil. And then it can use number 2 as well. We want it to drop off crude oil and pick up oil. Whoops. Let's just expand this out. So over here, again, it can use number 2 if needed. We want it to pick up fuel and drop off oil. And then down here it's literally just dropping off fuel. Over here, We want it to fill up on crude oil. And then drop off that crude oil. So that will be quite a interesting little road line. Might be worth connecting it in here actually. Like so. So how's that change things now? A fair bit. My main concern is that it affects the I don't want it to affect the residential zone here, and if it's going to, then obviously we need to make some changes. I don't want that to be traffic lighted. No thank you. I'm just trying to figure out why it would go that way automatically. So if we remove that, yeah, it uses these main roads, probably because they're bigger and faster. So if we continued this road through, maybe, no, it only gets to there. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I mean, if we somehow allowed it to get back down here a little bit quicker, maybe that would help. Or we can literally just use the marker that we put in, and that should keep things away from the residential zone, which is probably the easiest solution, really. So if we go into here and get these ones, yeah. Let's get 10, not 101. That's dramatically different. Pop them on that line. This line is cargo via the road. This is for crude, oil, and fuel. This is number 1, and it's an Alford. We haven't had any other fuel lines. I'm going to make it purple. I like purple for sort of fuel-y sort of lines. I think it makes sense. So, yeah, I'm going to make it purple. What else? We need to put in a second line for this fuel refinery. So that would look like, first off, we need to connect this road in over here. We're going to have quite a lot of capacity for fuel after we get all this in, so that should be pretty cool. There we go. It's probably best to connect that in there and that in there, and then this is pretty busy, although 100% is getting to where it needs to go, so no worries there. How about down here? Yeah, 100% is getting to where it needs to go. We're getting 96%. from over here. So maybe we need another vehicle on this one. And what was the other one? 26 right over here. Is this the same line? Yeah, it is the same line. So hopefully if we've put one on that other line, that should hopefully do the trick there. Just need to upgrade that. And then we can upgrade this road, have it just connect in. These are pretty busy. Maybe we just allow these to go through to not cause an issue. But those will filter through eventually. If we put on a connection there, we'll need to set something up there, and also a connection here. Right. So we would need a stop up here. So if we did a road out from this one, or maybe it won't let us. Goes into that one. Maybe not quite so. Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that. We want to keep this flat. And then go in at like, just come out straight, please. Like that. And then go into a curve there. Whatever, I think that's the best we're going to get, unfortunately. So put a thing there, remove that, put a cargo building on either side, and then we can do a similar thing here. Pop that into there. Nice, okay. We will need a drop-off point. Put that around the back there, why not? So this will look like a line here. Well, just minimize that for a second. Going up to this, going to number 2. The first one needs to fill up on crude oil. The second one needs to unload crude oil and pick up oil. And then let's just look down here. So the train station here would literally just connect straight to the fuel refinery, sorry. Do we want to leave it at that? Maybe? It doesn't necessarily need to be much more, does it? These really need to go through. Like, they'll just be causing so much traffic. There we go. That should allow it to flow. Yeah, I'm not too sure whether we want anything to pick up here or not. I guess it would just connect straight to the train line regardless. But if we had to put a hub anywhere, I think it, for like connecting to say cities that are nearby like Bawtry or Coulsdon, I think it would probably be better up here because that actually goes off in that direction. So if we did a drop off and pickup point, maybe. And then we can do an exit here, a road up this way, and then hopefully that will allow... I don't want this to be dead space, so I may well build something in here. Just a little road connecting in there. So if we take that out, then we've got our depot that we could use to connect in up here. We just have to have a delivery spot up here, which we can do without an issue. In fact, which way is the current line going? Oh, it's already going that way. So if we maybe made it on the other side, it might be a little bit better. So, where were we with this line? So, it picks up here, drops off here, and then it brings that along to this point, where it can use number 2 as well. This will be unloading oil, picking up fuel, and then we'll just drop it off up here. That's all it needs to do. It'll come down here, pick up crude oil, and then go down that way. And that will be the line that does. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we just want that to do fuel. Want this to pick up that. And then we want it to drop off crude oil. Is that correct? So it picks up, drops off and picks up, drops off and picks up, drops off, picks up, drops off, and then it makes its way down to here. Yeah, that seems correct. So, where the other one had the road name with number 1, we'll call this one number 2. Not 002, not 202. There we go. Yeah, that should be fine. So if we get another 100, not 100 vehicles, 10 vehicles. I almost put 100 on. Didn't want 100. So put that one on number 2. Then we can go into these two, color it a dark color, dark purple, I mean, and then yeah, that's that line all set up, and we have then potentially a place where we can set in. Let's just go ahead and do that actually. So 2 lines here, one there, one there, both using number 2, both filling up on fuel. And then where is fuel needed up here? Sort of around here, so we've actually got a spot there already. How about over in Coulsdon? Oh, we've already got a stop here, so it's pretty much set up. I don't know what the roads are doing here, so let's just preempt the craziness and do a road straight through there. I don't know why it's doing this, but hey ho, it's something different and exciting and weird. But yeah, we'll basically drop off there as well. We can put a stop on the other side actually, which should then hopefully provide all of the fuel. Yeah, seems about right. Down here needs goods. So if we were setting up these 2 lines, we would be doing one up here. We might as well do a stop on the other side as well, which this can then use. It already is. Good, good, good. And then number 2 would be going down to here. Nice and simple. Okay, so we need some vehicles on those lines. I don't think we need that many. Should we start with 6? So 3 on each, because these are quite big trucks. They have like 40 capacity each, so this would be cargo, road, fuel number 3? No, the other 2, number 1. And this would be to Bawtry, I think. Yeah, Bawtry, correct, cool. And then road line number 2, if we just copy that, because it doesn't make sense to redo what we've already done. Number 2 to Coulsdon. And I'm going to make them like a dark red color, because the other ones were like oil and fuel. This is just fuel. So I think that should be pretty good. And then hopefully supplies will start to make their way down here. And yeah, that should be pretty much set up. exactly the way we need it. So yeah, perfect. Cool. Well, or Coulsdon even. I think it's probably best leaving that there. Next time we'll probably put a train line in, which then allows us to provide fuel to Dover and maybe even some of the other cities over here, like Littlehampton. Maybe even doing some fuel up to, say, Southwold and things. Doing like a little connection between these two areas. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then please let me know with your thumbs. If you've not enjoyed today's episode, again, let me know with your thumbs. Feedback's always welcome. If your thumbs don't cut it, then let me know with a comment. And if you've really enjoyed this episode and want to see more from this series, then consider taking a look at the oh wow, we've actually got some tools and food here as well. That's cool. Sorry. Take a look at the playlist and consider subscribing, because that's probably the best way to see the new episodes as they come out. But yeah, other than that, we're all sorted. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Cheers. Bye bye.